All right, hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to jump into another video. This time it was requested by someone on my previous NPU demonstration video. So as you can see, I have this Intel Core Ultra 9 185H and it has a built-in NPU. So any similar processor, Ultra 7, Ultra 5, so on and so forth, including the later generations, they do have this NPU capability built in. Unfortunately, this is not typically supported out of the box by things like LM Studio, Ollama, stuff like that. So because that's the case, I built this application to quickly help people get it up and running, which I'm going to do here. So I'll go ahead and launch that. For the first time setup, everything is here in the quick start with a little bit more detail in the README as well. I'll be walking through the quick start. I did run a lot of this already to get my own environment set up, but you guys can do the same and this should get you going. So you're going to use winget. If you haven't installed winget yet, you'll want to install that. Install Anaconda. As you can see here, you also need Python 3.11. ipex-llm is this basically under the hood software that is running the NPU integration and allowing the capability of your processor there. Just make sure that you have the support installed here, and then the server dependencies. I updated this since the last video. Before it was just a raw string here that installed all the dependencies, but now I have everything listed in the requirements here. I did also upgrade this to the most recent functioning versions, so that should be working as of recording. As you can see, it is in fact working. So I'll go ahead and click on this. So once I come in here, this is a simple UI that I made. For those of you that don't have things like N8N or Open WebUI set up, you can use this to actually run it, and it'll give you some basic stats on how much of your cache is being used, how much RAM is being used by the models you have loaded. I'll go ahead and fire off a quick message here, and just to show you, I also have it loaded up in my Open WebUI. So I'll pull that up here and I'll just say, tell me a story. And I spelled that wrong, but it should get the point. Then you can see my NPU is kicking off here. Looks like it's also using my GPU a good bit. Not sure why that is, but nonetheless, you'll see this come up here. So, yep, so this one responded, pretty quick one. It also shows you the tokens that were used. In here, it might take a little bit longer because it's generating a story, but you can see this NPU is kicking off, and then that was also running concurrently, so you can have multiple prompts going to this backend at the same time, which is nice. So coming back into the code, just to dive in a little bit more here. Looks like my IDE does not want to launch. There we go. Then in here in the cache, you can see some random files. These are just part of the caching of when you download it. This is the one that you really are concerned with. So in here you can see the models that you have downloaded. If you run this for the first time, it will take 5 to 10 minutes depending on your connection to actually download the model that you're using. I only have 32 gigs of RAM, so I'm just running a fairly lightweight Qwen 2.57 billion. Good enough for basic tasks. You can see here it gave me the story. But yeah, feel free to hook this up into whatever you want. When I get some more time, I will probably build out this front end a little bit more just to make it easier for you guys. Right now, it doesn't have any file upload capability or anything like that because there are limitations to what the NPU can actually use in terms of the models. If you look in here in the models.json, the ones that are supported that I have more or less tested, don't quote me on that, but most of these should work. So feel free to try them out. Let me know what's not working and I can debug that a little bit more, but these are all ready to go. You can specify that on the command line when you launch it, and then it'll load it up, and also shows you how many tokens are expected depending on what processor you have. But typically the Ultra 9s, Ultra 7s, they're all around the same, at least in this first gen. As you get to more advanced or later versions of these processors, in theory, it should be faster. I did actually read an article that the Ultra 9 385 has the same NPU, which is interesting. More to come on that. I'll probably leave some notes in the description, but as far as what I've been doing, it's fairly speedy depending on what type of prompt you're giving it, and it's a good way to test your NPU. So hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more of this, or if you want me to build out the code base even more. But at least for now, hopefully this gets you started with using your NPU. Thanks.